Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I would come in here. I was going to clean my craft room, and I was pulling out journals. And so you know how you get to pulling out a journal and then you say, you start getting ideas. And here I was pulling them out, was going to straighten them, and then I started going through them, and I said, well, let me make an inspirational journey through my journals and some things that I've done in the past, and maybe it will inspire you to pull out your creativity. Back in the day, I had I actually started out on canvas, and then that got to be too much. My room can only hold so many canvases, so then I thought, well, okay, let me start drawing and use some watercolors. So these are watercolor pencils, and I'll just take you through some of the things I've done. I've watched Diane Reevely, I've watched Dina Wakley, and so many other artists that they do the funky faces. They teach you how to draw a face. So these were earlier days, just trying to learn how to draw a face. It's not perfect, but it's where I tried. And this one here actually, I think was one of those pages where I had the ink, and I just flipped it together and pulled it out, and it gave me this image, and I said, you know what, that looks like a face. So I just scribbled on it and scribbled a face. This one here was not the best picture, but I tried. I looked at something on Pinterest and, did it with my pencils, and then I didn't like her hair wasn't as dark, so I took a marker. It's somewhere to start. And, like when you do this, you can't say, well, I can't draw. It's not going to be your first try. It's not going to be your 30th try. It may not be your 300th try, but you got to stay at it. You can't draw 3 and say, I can't draw. That's not going to happen for anybody. And it didn't happen for me. And, just try something. And here's another one where I think this might have been Michelle Obama. And I thought, well, let me try to draw her. And I could see it's not perfect. But did I try drawing 300 Michelle Obamas? No. I tried one. And you can't do it in one try. You might get a lot of it right, and you might get a lot of it wrong. But you're not going to do it on the first try. And might be thinking this might be Dina Wakley type picture, or I can't think of the other lady that I'm trying to think of right at the moment, but she draws faces all the time. And that was my attempt. Here's another attempt. I think I might just, give up. I just figured, you just got to keep at it. No, it's not the best, but I'm trying. And here was one I thought, I would try to do some with hands, people's hands at the side of the face. And maybe, you just really got to pay attention. And I even thought about the other day, I remember back in drafting classes when if you couldn't draw something, hone in on the mouth. Maybe get you a piece of square cutout, and just, if the mouth don't look right, just hone in on the mouth. Don't look at the whole face, because it will overwhelm you. And I even done a bunch of drawings, just the mouth. If that's your weakness, draw a bunch of mouth. This is not perfect, but it was a start. And I forget who this was I was following. It was like a tutorial on maybe cartoony faces or something to that effect. This one's not great. I see it needs work. And like, you know, it's the eyes. You really got to concentrate on the eyes. You know, you got to work on those. And I'm telling you, I've watched many videos, and this is not correct, and this is not correct. But you really have to really play around with looking at the eyes, because there's so much shading to eyes. You got to really pay attention to where the eyeball is, and the eyeball is not the whole from here to the top to the bottom. And you know, I've learned that over the years where the eyes are. But if you know, you just have to play around with it, and if you say, okay, the chin don't look right, this don't look right, and I've learned over the years. And this one here I do like. I took a little more time. I probably erased it, the heck out of it. So I could see a eraser up here where the finger was a little too high. Well, if the finger's too high, fix that. You know, if you have to put a bunch of dots on the page to say, hey, the hand starts here by the mouth. This finger falls up here by the top of the glasses. You have to do stuff like that. And you know, like I said, keep going back to the eyes, back to the eyes. You know, if it don't look right in the glasses, hone in on that one space over here. Okay, this eye don't look right. Is it too high, too low, too wide? You know. And this was in July of 2020, actually, when I was doing this. And here's another one. It's not perfect. I can see the eyes aren't perfect. This was one I seen on Pinterest. Here's another one where I took not only pencil, markers, paint. You know, it needs work, but I tried. And then I started, you know, on my collages. I said I'll do that for a while. So these are some of the first ones I did before I started working in a Delusions books. I just bought a big stack of the construction pages and just picked out different color pages. And I mean, let me see if my light cut it off, if it will help any. Maybe if I cut it down some. Maybe that'll help some. Once again, here was working with a big head, and just, I think this was a stamp, but this up here I freehand. But here was my cutouts that I did, you know, of the lady. And this was back in the day when, let me bring the camera down a little bit. And this was all I did, mainly would, you know, cut out jewelry and, you know, the bodies and everything. See, I'll turn this sideways for you all. It's a glare on there again. I think maybe that's better. And you know, I was wanting a black journal, but I thought, you know, I'll just buy a pack of black paper and see how it goes. But I love looking back through my journals for inspiration, And, you know, just anytime you're in a funk and you need to look back and see, here are the makeup bottles that I turned into, you know, the city streets. You know, and there was my brick pattern stencil that I had made from the laminated sheet. And here once again are those same makeup bottles. All I did was turn them upside down. And you know, I love looking at these. Like I said, and I thought, you know, to inspire you all. I used to put all these on Instagram until, I think that's what got me kind of wanting to find these again. My Instagram got hacked, and I had, I think, 1,300 or something to that effect. You can still look at the Instagram account. It's called sandyso_arty, but I could look at it. I just can't do anything with it because it was hijacked. So I'll never get those pictures back. The only thing I could do at best, I thought, is to I can actually snapshot each picture and start another account. Is about the best I can do, because when I snapshot them, they still show my picture, my name, and everything. I would just have to snapshot, I don't know, 1,400 pictures and then repost them, or choose not to repost them. But it was somebody, I looked up, it says to call my WhatsApp account, but you know, somebody in Canada. But anyway, but I know when I go out there on Pinterest, you know, I'm looking for inspiration. And I think when I look out there now, I don't know, I look at it every day practically, and it's hard for me to even find new inspiration. Oh, this one's sideways too. But nothing more than, you know, four pictures, and then draw around them with a white, I had it, the little Uniball pen that I showed you all the other day. I mean, excuse me, Jelly Roll pen. I knew I hadn't said it right, but I couldn't think what. It was a Jelly Roll, and like I said, there's different numbers. I usually use a 10. But I mean, that, you know, that's going to be your choice, but I really liked this one. It was so colorful, and, you know, I can't remember what magazine this is from. This is back in 2020. And the little boy was comforting the little girl, and I said, "Sis, I'm so sorry. I love you." I mean, that looks like what he was saying. And I actually did this one. I love that song Wildflower by Color Me Bad. So I thought that I would do this little collage. And I think I had played the song or something and was writing it while I was doing the collage. But I think I had to do it like 4 different times, because something kept going wrong in my video. But you know, I had to actually write the song, so I would have it over here ready to go over here while I was writing. And I believe I had to write the song 4 times. But anyway, this here is like Deb Weir's. When I first started out with Deb Weir's, I've gotten better. But this is when I first started out looking at her. And if I think about it, I'll pull my camera off and show you the others that I've done. I painted several around my craft room. But this is how it first started out. I knew I wanted to do something like her, but this was just my attempt. Okay, let me get these. I had to pull some over to the side because there were so many in this book. But, you know, when I used to just throw ink spray on some, you know, cardboard sheets and put them all together, and I thought about making like 4 different frames. But you know, you just can't hang everything up. Just, it got to be too much. I finally had to pull things down off my wall, but you know, I think everything just really pops. And you know, this was back when I was taking this something I had found on clearance. Right here it is. I think I've showed you all before. I think you can still buy it, but it's called 3D liner. And it squirts out, but you know, if it sits around, it's going to get kind of thick. So it was like, it's kind of hard on your hand too, if you know, you got to be real consistent. And just trying funky faces and trying different colors on different backgrounds. And you know, probably I started it and didn't finish it. There was my lady that I had done on the laminator, and then, you know, took the black paint and outlined it. There's the other lady I did on my laminator. You know, just like a mop-up page, and then stuck the lady down on there, and then, you know, went around her body with the black. I just pulled the whole page out. You know, I like doing that too, where, you know, just take whole full pages, mop up pages, and just cut them up in squares and put them against black, and a really bright page that you really like. And actually, I put the bright page on a piece of black cardboard, and that's how I got that effect, and cut it out, then stuck it on this. Here again, the makeup bottles. I loved using the makeup bottles. And then I thought that I would take the National Geographic and just rip up the outer yellow perimeter border around the National Geographic. Glue it down, went around with the white pen. There you go. I mean, just like it was just like this whole pack of paper. It, you know, real thick, but anyway, everything just seems to pop against it. Here was one where I think someone said just make a mess on a piece of paper with some acrylic paint. I think this was, you know, it was going to be impossible just to cut this out, so I said, well, I'll just cut this piece out and then trim around her and put her over top of it. And so these were my 12 by 12 black and white sheets. I started experimenting with different, you know, I mean, what do you do with all those, you know, 12 by 12 sheets? I just happened to find this big eyes, and then, you know, lay two people up here, these, put this in front of it, and this here acts as my nose to the big eyes. I think maybe, wait a minute, this way, sorry. You know, this was a calendar. That's just two cutout pieces on a, you know, green cardstock. Here's another one. I love this. The colors really pop. Here was one using a black Posca pen, making dots around it. I really like this one. I don't even know what this was a bowl of. Maybe it looks like rusty nails. But I used that for her headpiece. Here was back when I was trying to make these little little collages. You know, I made the whole collage, put it on a gray piece of paper, went around and cut the whole thing out, then laid it again on a red piece of paper, cardstock, went around and cut around it, then put it on the black. And you could have, you know, cut out the black and then maybe put this one on this acid green. That would look really good. And you know, we're always seeing this here ad where they have the big 3, if you get like the Vogue ads and stuff where they had the big number. And I thought that would look good for her headdress. And here was an upside down vase of flowers, or pot of flowers. I love this picture. Kind of like a National Geographic picture, just the the real character in their faces. And it's like you could look at their faces for an hour and come up with a story, like they're trying to tell you a story. Here once again was, you know, 12 by 12 craft paper, you know, that's supposed to look like wood, you know, for texture. Another one, you know, you can see just cut out of, I'm still into, you know, watch faces and what can you do. And when they're real graphic like that, I really, you know, what can you do with it? You know, once again, 12 by 12 sheets, and here was Tim Holtz. You know, just a pack of numbers. You know, I love cutting bottles out, and you know, there was the words oatmeal, flaxseed, egg, white Greek yogurt, avocado, honey, and nothing more than just the graphics of the words. Not that it meant anything. Here's one on the back. It probably never got finished. You know, you probably could have done more with this. Go around this in the black Posca. Maybe go around these in the black Posca. Make those pop more. Another calendar piece. This was a calendar that, you know, did not have the shiny background to it. You know, here was just a whole picture, some island, and just I cut the building out, cut her out, cut the ducks out, stuck the little flower on there, and you know, and just went around it with my black pen. You know, like I said, I'm always cutting the lipsticks out. I'm always cutting the makeup out. I believe this was in a magazine too. The picture was in a magazine that it looked as if you drew it. I took the calendar flowers and put around it, and then used those words for maybe the other ear. And actually, I think these are two different faces, two different eyes. Someone else's mouth. This is something around the border on one of the magazine pieces, and I believe these are drill bits that I found in another magazine. I really love this piece. I don't know, I found this picture, then I found the lady's head, stuck it on there, found this pot, and then found these two little girls. And I don't know, it's like I read something into it every time I look at it. It like captivates me. I love the colors, the way it pops. Here was, you know, this is part of the pack of the paper, the teal. This was just the calendar again. And actually, this lady here, I actually cut her hair off, took a basket, and put her hair that I had cut off on top of the basket, then cut the basket out, or maybe her hair may be on the back of this, but I wanted something with texture. And then, you know, you can see this is a necklace. I cut this boat out. I just like the way it popped against it, but look at the effect that made as far as changing her hair. Just, you know, cut her hair out as if you would get your image, stick the hair image on the back of it, and cut around it again, just for a different effect. I really love this piece as well. Just, you know, the colors. I believe this was a pocketbook. But I thought, let me make just a black and white graphic. And here, once again, you know, if you find a set of pictures, or it could have been a set of pictures on a wall, if, you know, that had frames around them, would have been even better. And this, and just the one image, and then, you know, I went down the side with my pen and just made a funky little border. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I love looking back through my journals, and I hope you got inspiration from this. And as always, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, hit my like button, and as always, take care and see you tomorrow.